31 species of plants and animals, including the Lord Howe long-eared bat, have become extinct this year, according to the International Union for the Conservation for Nature. But the news isn't all bad. More than 20 species have come back from the brink in what researchers say demonstrates the power of conservation. Well, joining us now is Suzanne Milthorpe, the Wilderness Society's National Environment Laws Campaign Manager. Very good afternoon to you. Give us a summary of the list, if you like, because it's good and it's bad.
Yes, definitely. So the IUCN Red List is the world's most comprehensive survey of the global conservation status of plant and animals around the world. So that's basically, are they endangered? Are they doing well? Are they declining? Are they improving? And as you say, this update is good news for some species, including the European bison, which has moved a step back from extinction in what's been called a global conservation success story. So we do know that conservation can work. It can be effective. But another 31 species of plants and animals have been declared extinct in the latest tally. And this, I think, is a really stark reminder that conservation efforts are more important than ever. And that's particularly true of Australia. We're one of the world's globally mega diverse countries, and we've got a really high level of what's called endemism. So most of our species are unique only to Australia. But unfortunately, we know that we're failing when it comes to the protection of our biodiversity. We're first in the world for mammal extinction. We're now third overall. We've actually moved up in the tally, third overall for overall extinction of plants and animals. And this current update probably doesn't take into account the effects of the fires that we've had this year, and we know that there's going to be a massive reassessment needed of all of our species post the fires.
Yeah, the Lord Howe long-eared bat that I mentioned is one of those that has been struck off the list completely. I mean, sad news. Is it all of the extinction cases with plants and animals, are they all man-made?
Well, you could say a large percentage of them are man-made because often they're due to, there's a lot that are due to climate change. In the case of the long-eared bat, it's actually a really interesting one because we actually only know about both its existence and its extinction because a tiny single but distinctive skull was found on Lord Howe Island in 1972, and analysis indicated that that skull was around 50 to 100 years old. So we know that the species had gone extinct due to the arrival of white settlers, and it's probably due to the introduction of black rats. And so a lot of the causes of extinction in Australia are to do either with the introduction of invasive species, new species, but also to do with massive clearance of habitat. So Australia is a world leader also when it comes to deforestation, and we're singularly failing to deal with that massive threat to our species.
On the flip side then, we've been showing wonderful pictures of bison. What is it that's happened in their environment that they are now thriving again?
So when it comes to the bison, the primary threat was hunting. And so not only did that hunting cease, but also there were a lot of reintroduction efforts. So conservation, particularly when it comes to reintroduction efforts, can be really successful. And just recently we've had it announced in New South Wales that the endangered numbat has been reintroduced into New South Wales in an attempt to recover those species. So conservation absolutely can work, but just as important is preventing species going to the brink in the first place, dealing with major threats like climate change, dealing with major threats like deforestation, habitat loss, degradation, so we don't end up in the situation where we need to fight to reintroduce a species to bring it back from the brink.
Suzanne Milthorpe, thanks very much for talking to us.